Are you a reflective man? Do you think about the life you've led?
Do I ever?
Sharing a clip from his interview with Gordon in 2015, George Strombo now helps us reflect on the entire 84 years of Gordon Lightfoot's life after he passed away yesterday. His Facebook page posted the news of his death, which said he died peacefully of natural causes. And the tributes have been pouring in. There's literally too many for me to cover. Billy Joel sat down at the piano today and covered his lifelong musical heroes, If You Could Read My Mind.
If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts would tell.
Kathleen Edwards, Randy Bachman, Chris Hatfield, Rob Baker, Geddy Lee, and Tom Cochrane all shared how Gordon helped inspire them.
In a castle dark, a fortress strong, with chains upon my feet.
Jann Arden tweeted, "This songwriter truly walked among the greatest. His songs woven into the fabric of our everyday lives. We all know the words, even if we don't think we do. What a legacy you leave behind. Steady on, Gordon Lightfoot." Bryan Adams wrote, "This one is really hard to write. Once in a blue moon you get to work and hang out with one of the people you admired when you were growing up. I was lucky enough to say Gordon was my friend, and I'm gutted to know he's gone. The world is a lesser place without him. I know I speak for all Canadians when I say, thank you for the songs, Gordon Lightfoot. Bless your sweet songwriting heart. Rest in peace, dear friend."
There's Anne. What a professional, a wonderful professional entertainer she was. She quit years ago.
Gordon's disappointment that Anne Murray called it quits at age 63. When you look back at her helping induct him into the Canadian Music Hall of Fame in 1986, is what Anne remembers of her final conversation with him. He couldn't understand why he would retire so early after only 40 years. He said, "We have to keep going, don't we, Anne?" It seems that he wanted to perform until the end, and he did. Neil Young wrote on his website that Gordon sounded happy in his final conversation with Neil a few weeks back. Gordon was a great Canadian artist, a songwriter without parallel. His melodies and words were an inspiration to all writers who listen to his music, as they will continue to be through the ages. There's a unique and wonderful feeling to Gordon's music. Lightfoot is a Canadian legend. And that legendary music went beyond Canada's borders and was heard in Hollywood too. Ben Stiller called Gordon a genius whose music was a big part of his life and tweeted he was grateful for the inspiration he gave all of us. Eric McCormick says he'll be listening to Gord's Gold for the rest of the week, but then he always does. Stephen King called him a great songwriter and a wonderful performer and added some lyrics from Sundown.
Sundown, you better take care.
You are in for a very special evening. It is my profound honor and pleasure to introduce for you this evening a Canadian icon and treasure, one of the greatest singer-songwriters in the world, Mr. Gordon Lightfoot.
After introducing him at his concert at the Toronto CNE last September, Kiefer Sutherland wrote today, "The world lost one of its great storytellers yesterday. Canada lost part of itself, and I lost a hero. Gordon Lightfoot, may you rest in peace."
Gordon Lightfoot lives in our blood. He's the soundtrack to some of the greatest and most beautiful memories, as well as some of the biggest disasters, and he comforted us during those times. We extend condolences to his family and friends, and thank them for sharing Gordon and his talents with us.
Along with a tribute from Canada's House of Commons, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau shared a statement on Gordon's passing, saying in part, "I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Lightfoot as a child. He spent the afternoon in the Gatineau Hills with my family, and this is a memory I will always cherish."
One of Canada's greatest songwriters and just an extraordinary Canadian icon. He loved this country with an incredible deep passion and was extraordinarily humble about it as well. I remember spending a little time with him a few years ago when he was playing for Canada's 150 on Parliament Hill, and was touched by his thoughtful grace and generosity. It was really sad news to wake up to this morning.
On behalf of all Canadians, Sophie and I express our deepest sympathies to Gordon's family, friends, and his many, many fans. His legacy will live on in the dynamic Canadian soundscape he helped to shape, and shaped almost right to the end. His last show was in October, only 7 months before his death. A true Canadian legend, and I have no doubt his music will be played across this country for generations. We're good like that in honoring our legends. But yeah, rest in peace, Gordon Lightfoot.
We'll return in the dust.